STEM and artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and the future of human knowledge, an insightful program jointly organized by Content Research Institute RD in collaboration with Erasmus and Burgas Free University, Bulgaria. A special greetings as well to our viewers tuning in via YouTube Live through JPR UiTM channel. Thank you for joining us virtually. We are delighted to have you to be part of this knowledge sharing platform today. To begin this meaningful occasion, let us seek blessing and guidance. I would like to invite Mr. Najmuddin to lead the recitation of Dua.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. O Allah, Lord of knowledge and wisdom, who gather here today in pursuit of truth, guided by the light of knowledge and the spirit of discovery. We thank you for the opportunity to assemble in this academic lecture, to reflect, to learn, and to share ideas on ethics, creativity, and future of human knowledge in the age of science and artificial intelligence. Grant us clarity of thought, sincerity in intention, and humility in learning. Bless our speakers with eloquence and wisdom, our audience with understanding and curiosity, and our effort with purpose and integrity. For Allah, make this session a source of enlightenment, unity, and positive change. Protect us from arrogance and guide us to use knowledge responsibly for the benefit of humanity and the preservation of this world. May our discussions today be fruitful, our collaboration be meaningful, and our action be in line with truth and justice. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Da'wahum fiha subhanakallahumma wa tahiyyatuhum fiha salam. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin, for the beautiful Dua recitation. To formally commence our program, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of Accounting Research Institute, UiTM Shah, Malaysia, to deliver her welcoming remarks. Please welcome Professor Dr. Zuraida.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all of you, to our distinguished speakers, invited speakers coming all the way from Bulgaria, Assistant Professor Gergana, Kirova, and also Professor Dr. Mariya. Thank you for allocating, I think already more than, I heard that the journey would take maybe more than 24 hours to come here for the transit in Sofia, and then Istanbul, to Kelayat, to KL, yeah? And now to Shah. Thank you again. I guess welcome to the biggest university in Malaysia. Although ARI is the smallest unit maybe, but we are in a huge university. So you might not see it the whole around, but we will try to bring you to see what that we have here. And a great thing about venturing with Burgas Free University is that it has been some time already, since 2015. Yeah, now we need to celebrate the 10 years, yeah, the collaboration. This is amazing. That has been passing to many stakeholders, many has benefited, yeah, from the collaboration. The lecturers, the staff, and also the students. So I am so honored. In conjunction with this event, we also have organized, we are organizing, yeah, international conference, inshallah. It will be coming in next 2 days. ICTMS, International Conference on Technology, Humanities and Sustainability. So after this, we will be going to Sabah, and our distinguished speakers will see the eastern part of Malaysia. It's a huge, another huge island, Borneo Island. Please participate in the discourse today. You can ask questions, and we have made an opportunity also this slot for the student. We have undergraduate student, master student, PhD student, and all the lecturers will be joining the session through on-site and online. So we have many members here also. The student from Indonesia. Yeah, we have 2 students here from Indonesia as well. I guess I must thank also my partner, yeah, Professor Dr. Jamal and Syed, yeah, for your big effort in making sure that this event takes place. Yeah, is the Erasmus exchange, in which that the spirit of making sure that we are in this global networking. So in that line, we are so fortunate by having best partner. I would say that you are best partner from us, from that we have here, and also the colleague over there, and thank to the rector now, Professor Dr. Milin Balto, my good friend. So thank you again. So I pass back to the MC.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Zuraida, for the warm welcome. So to continue, we have a special segment. We are honored to invite Assistant Professor Gergana Kirova from Burgas University, Bulgaria, to share a brief reflection and introduction on emerging ideas and approaches in the field of education. Please welcome Assistant Professor Gergana Kirova to the stage.
Hello everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank on behalf of Professor Aleksieva, our Vice Rector, Vice Rector of Burgas University, and myself. I'd like to thank you all for making all this happen, arranging this Erasmus visit. It's a long way from Bulgaria, but at the same time, it's a friendly way. And I think we've done this for many years, so it's like the Silk Road, more or less. Since I was just trying to recall, since 2015, we've changed more than 25 teachers. 25 teachers and 4 students, which is a good thing. So for over a decade, it's not only teaching, but it's also delivering international experience in the classroom, which I think is a very good experience for all the students. Also we have a lot of cooperation regarding research, participation in conferences, and a lot yet more to come. And maybe it's a convenient moment to announce that just last week, Bulgarian National Erasmus Agency announced the results from this year's poll. Since this part of the Erasmus program is under the topic of international career mobility. So this is the region of Asia, not only Malaysia. And the funding is quite limited. The competition is rather severe. But anyway, we were approved. So for the next 3 years, starting from the 1st of July 2025 until the 31st of July 2027, we will continue with the exchange of teachers and students. We will accept the Burgas University, 3 students from Universiti Teknologi MARA, and we will also accept 3 teachers, incoming teaching mobilities, and we will send 2 teachers from Malaysia. So well-established cooperation continues to a higher level, which I think is a very good thing. Now, perhaps we can start with something different. We'd like to try to share our experience we do and what we've been doing in the last 3 or 4 years. Before we start with the lecture, which will be actually Professor Mariya Alekseva's topic, I would like to ask you to try, how do you feel about the test? How do you feel about the quiz? How do you feel about the quiz? Huh? Google Forms. Okay, let's move. So we're going to do it like this. You do a test before the lesson. You have the QR code over there. Try to scan it. Do it. Then submit. It's pre-test, yes. So we're going to flip the class a little bit. All fine? Talking French? Okay. Did you submit that?
To the front, fill in the blanks in the front.
Have you done the test? We'll wait a little bit more for the students. Scan the test, please. So please, for the newcomers, scan the test. It's a very short test consisting of 6 questions, I think. Just try to complete its multiple choice, and then we continue.
Are you all done? Yes. So have you ever thought about this topic? Digital creativity, entrepreneurship. Have you ever thought about this? Hmm? Yes? Okay. So probably then we'd better watch a video. Lily, do you think we can play? After we pose the questions, we play a short video dedicated on the topic of critical thinking.
Digital competence is part of the framework of key competences for lifelong learning needed to achieve active civic participation and social inclusion, sustainable and healthy lifestyles, personal and professional fulfillment. The use of digital technologies in a creative way contributes to the creation of products of higher value for the market and the realization of more and more innovative business ideas. As the transition to a digital society progresses, there is a growing danger that people who do not have sufficiently well-developed digital skills will find themselves in social isolation and will not be able to fully realize themselves as individuals, citizens, and professionals. Design thinking originated as design philosophy of human-centered design. Combined with humanism and creativity, it is distinguished by the designer's thinking when it shifts from working on specific products to solving complex problems creatively. Design thinking integrates human needs with technological capabilities and with a focus on business success to create value for customers and new market opportunities for companies. Design thinking has also been defined as a problem-solving approach that is applicable beyond activities related to the design of specific products. It is in any field of activity or scientific discipline where the generation of creative ideas needs to be encouraged. It is defined as an innovative method that focuses generally on the aesthetics, functionality, and applicability of the products or services being created. Design thinking in the educational process is seen as learning. Particularly close to design thinking is the experiential learning cycle, which encompasses four successive phases: concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. As a way of thinking, design thinking obeys several basic principles: prototyping, aspiration to respond to the needs of customers and users, combining divergent and convergent thinking. The first principle states that innovations are made for people to satisfy their needs, which means it is essentially humanistic, human-oriented. A second principle of design thinking is the combination of divergent and convergent thinking. The characteristics of design thinking help to distinguish it from other types of thinking and to understand its nature. Creative individuals are sensitive, impressionable, with an affinity for semitones and details. They have more information than they can use in their creativity. Another characteristic is curiosity, the search for new and original solutions, and the childlike ability to be puzzled by the unknown. Creative thinking is characterized by the flexibility that leads to overcoming old ways of thinking. Originality, meaning the emergence of unusual associations or solutions to problems. Redefining, which means arrangement of knowledge in a new way, and accordingly a new look at it. Development understood as the creation of more complex objects. Tolerance of ambiguity, which allows the use of contradictory concepts for a certain period of time without looking for a way to reconcile them. This characteristic requires taking into account not only human needs, but also the interests of the environment, its protection through sustainable design, and this places important constraints on the design process. On the one hand, it helps the user of design thinking to imagine the point of view of each participant in the discussion, and based on this, to propose a common concept acceptable to others. On the other hand, it is also an ability to the representation of ideas. People who practice design thinking learn to control their mood swings, their highs and lows, to maintain an optimistic and proactive way of working in the interest of professionalism. Moreover, they learn to control their enthusiasm and use it in their work when it's necessary. The pursuit of adaptability reflects the focus of design thinking on meeting the current needs of users when creating new products and services. Adaptability requires tracking the evolution of consumer needs and finding flexible solutions in step with changing human preferences. In design thinking, multiple alternative solutions to a problem are sought, which requires the ability to work both with the big picture and with the details. Multiple benefits are sought from solving a particular problem. Design thinking is aimed at comprehensive, systematic solutions to problems. The problems themselves are also seen as systemic in nature. A systemic view of things requires holistic thinking, which is aimed at looking at problems comprehensively and finding comprehensive solutions. In design thinking, visual, mathematical, and verbal language are used as working tools. Verbal language is not only a means of communication, but also a means of fostering creativity through explanations of insufficiently obvious connections between details and ideas. The complexity of the problems with which design thinking deals requires the inclusion of experts from different professional fields in multidisciplinary teams and the development of interpersonal skills. This characteristic involves searching for, researching, and organizing the information needed to solve complex systemic and conceptual problems. The process of design thinking begins with a vague idea for creating products or services and ends with a complete and detailed image of the innovation created. The design process is iterative and even chaotic. It is an inherent research process. There are different models of the design thinking process. The model of 5 successive stages is most often used. Empathy is conducted through observations, interviews, and surveys to gather detailed information about market conditions, technical capabilities, user expectations, and needs, including hidden customer needs. Defining is based on the collected information about the problem and the users. The goal to be achieved is defined. The purpose of this stage is to generate ideas through creative thinking techniques such as brainstorming. The stage ends with the selection of the idea on which to develop the prototype solution. This helps the team and the client to see the physical embodiment of the idea, to touch it, and to judge whether it should be further developed into a final product or reworked. It is possible to test several ideas through prototypes to establish the idea that works in practice. The purpose of this stage is to present the prototype to the initial user as a solution to their needs and to test it in the environment in which it will actually be used. Through testing, the team can identify the reasons why the prototype is not working. Feedback from the customer helps the team assess whether the proposed solution to the problem is good enough and whether it meets the requirements and expectations of the customers. Design thinking as a toolkit includes specific tools adapted for this way of thinking, which originate from various fields such as creativity and design, quality management, communication, ethnography, informatics, psychology, engineering sciences, and others. Some of the main and most frequently applied design thinking tools are stakeholder maps, empathy maps, 5 whys method, AEIOU method, persona method, observation, and storytelling. The European Framework for Developing Educators' Digital Competence identifies 3 key areas: selection of digital resources, creation and modification of digital resources, and management, protection, and sharing of digital resources. High competence in the field of selecting digital resources requires developed abilities to recognize, evaluate, and select the appropriate digital resources for the educational process, using adequate strategies and technologies for searching for resources. Before using digital resources, the skills to assess the reliability and credibility of digital resources should be developed through the development of critical thinking, as well as to assess whether the relevant resources are open access or there are any legal restrictions on their use, like copyright requirements for a license, legal regulations, and others. It is important to have detailed and complex criteria for evaluating and recognizing the beneficial and reliable resources such as authorship, feedback from other users, where the digital information is published, whether it is reliable enough or is distorted by bias or prejudice. One of the main areas of digital competence of trainers is creating and modifying digital resources. It covers knowledge, skills, and attitudes to create new or upgrade existing resources for the purposes of the process of education, taking into account the license regimes of the digital resources used. The creation of digital resources is aimed at the following activities and tools. First, creating visual content, which includes images, photos, diagrams, drawings, tables, infographics, videos, and products of computer design. Useful tools for processing visual content are Canva, Photo, Pablo, Photo Collage, Google Photos, and Auto. It is aimed at the use of educational resources and activities that apply game elements in education, such as awarding badges, applying different rating scales, holding competitions in the conducted joint online activities, interactive quizzes, completing crosswords, filling gaps in sentences, solving tests, giving short answers, etc. Socratic, Kahoot, Hot Potatoes, and Moodle games are useful for this purpose. Interactive learning activities create conditions for active learning through interactive quizzes, crosswords, fill in the blanks, short answers, etc. Digital tools suitable for this purpose are again Socratic, Kahoot, Hot Potatoes, and Moodle games. Interactive educational materials combine text, images, sound, video, animation, self-test questions, and others, and require learners to be active, seek additional information and ask questions, create hypotheses, and check in the process of searching for solutions to the problems posed. A useful tool for creating these kinds of resources is Nearpod. Educational resources in an open format are voluntarily provided for free use by all interested parties. They are accessible to the global community and thereby contribute to the development of open learning. On the other hand, open resources encourage users to work on their addition and improvement to continuously update the information. Another area of digital competence of trainers is management, protection, and sharing of digital resources. It refers to organizing digital content to make it accessible to others, including open educational resources with data protection where necessary and compliance with privacy and copyright rules. In the era of digital transformation, there is a growing need to develop digital skills to cope with the ever-increasing flow of information and resources in an electronic environment, as well as for optimal social inclusion. This is a way to more fully satisfy consumer needs, promote entrepreneurship and the development of economics to achieve a healthy environment.
So I thought it was useful.
Hello everyone, Julie is here.
Answered some of your questions.
Hope it was really useful. So, before we continue, you have to answer several questions at the beginning. And the answers to these questions.
Now we have 15 answers. The statement that digital competence is part of the framework for lifelong learning, key competences. The answer is true, 100%.
Second question. Mark the answers that describe what design thinking is.
So the majority of people have chosen the answer. It's focused on solving complex problems. 11 out of 15 answers, 73%. Next comes, it requires a combination of divergent and convergent thinking with 66%. It's practiced by various professionals, non-designers, and so on. And the least liked answer is that it's practiced only by designers. Design thinking is applicable. Out of 15 answers, we have 86.7% who state that in every field of human activity, design thinking is applied in the process of creative problem solving. Which statement is correct? Design thinking is humanistic by nature, sensitive to human needs. Design thinking is not interested in human needs in the search for business success and new market niches. 100% have answered that design thinking is humanistic by nature, sensitive to human needs. And I think that's the last question. Design thinking as a process requires the creation of innovative solutions. So we have 81.3% answering go through a prototyping and testing phase to select the idea that works best in practice. Okay? And what is not characteristic of design thinking? The top answer here is avoidance of creativity and fantasy. And the least attractive answer, I think it's shared among three: optimism, ability to visualize, convergent thinking, searching for things. Digital skills include the following key areas. Top one answer is answers A, B, and C, which was, I don't remember what it was. Digital resources, creating and modifying digital resources, management, protection, and sharing digital resources. And the last one, the skill of digital content creation, includes the following. There were several options, but the top option is creation of interactive learning activities and materials. Okay, just to say what I'm demonstrating at the moment. Practically, this test that we gave you is part of a quite comprehensive project and research study dedicated to the flipped classroom approach. As a matter of fact, we're all applying the flipped class every day, without even taking that into consideration, but we're flipping our classrooms. So what we're demonstrating now has a direct link to what we're going to show you with Professor Mariya Aleksieva a little bit later. Now, I kindly ask you, after you did the pre-test, to see what digital skills, cultural cooperation, creativity, and entrepreneurship are. You watch the video. Now, I kindly ask you to scan the next QR code, post-test, and try to do it. This time, it's not A, B, C, D. It's not multiple choice questions. You have to write short answers. So please read me. So digital skills, cultural cooperation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. It will be much easier to share the screen, but the rights of Google Drive are a little bit difficult. That's why I was reading from my device. just a video that we watched, and based on the video, your peers and the teachers here in front are trying to answer a test in Google Forms, just to give feedback. So don't worry, it's not a test. If you want to, you can just read the questions anyway, we're completing it. But after that, I'll send the link. Actually, you have the links to the pre-test, the video, and the post-test. So you have the whole set, and it can be sent to your email addresses, and you can do it the way it should be done at home, flipping the classroom. So no worries, just listen. So I think you're ready now, yes?
Yeah.
Do you want to see the results? Just to briefly. So far. So, what we have as a definition to design thinking. Design thinking is human-centered, iterative problem-solving approach. Design thinking is to solve problems by using creativity. Design thinking is how to think properly. It's human thinking, innovation, and problem-solving. It's a process to visualize the strategy and action and so on. So, it has plenty of very good answers. Describe in general the stages to which design thinking as a process goes. The first one is empathize. The second, using empathy and try to understand what other people's problems. Scratch from abstract. Visualize the output-outcome. Think of it to validate the results. Arrange the task to be applied to research the results. Set up the material and resources. Design thinking is a process that involves empathizing with others, defining the problem, generating creative ideas, building simple prototypes and testing them to gather feedback and improve solutions. So you've been listening to the lecture quite attentively, I think. Describe the main characteristics of design thinking as a way of thinking. Creative and imaginative, focused on people, start thinking, clear, visualizable, creativity. Design thinking, solving the main characteristics are user-centered. This means techniques puts the users at the center of the process, prioritizes their needs, motivations, and context. The basic skills, the digital competence, creating and modifying digital resources includes creating digital content, making content useful and easy to understand, idea test prototype, using digital resources, IT skill, use applications such as Canva, PowerPoint, and so on. So thank you, very good answers, and we can scroll them all down afterwards and see everything. So, having completed this test, now we'd like to continue with our presentations for today, which are dedicated totally to digital skills, cultural cooperation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. And we have developed two topics connected with STEM and artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and the future of human knowledge.
Thank you, Assistant Professor Gergana. Actually, whoever just joined us, you missed the first session. We have like a quiz, sort of like a quiz, introduction of the AI in education. Design thinking. So design thinking, but it's okay. We can still have a look at the YouTube video later for the students who just joined us. Okay. So we will now move to our first keynote lecture. So we are privileged to welcome Professor Dr. Mariya Aleksieva, Vice Rector of Burgas University, Bulgaria, who will be presenting on STEM and artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and the future of human knowledge. And this session will be moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Zakaria, our Deputy Director for Research and Innovation, RE UiTM. So please welcome Professor Dr. Mariya Aleksieva.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you so much, and a very good afternoon to the audience right in front, and to the YouTubers, to the digital audience. We are lucky today. We have our beautiful Professor Mariya Aleksieva from Burgas University. So a very warm welcome. So it's a very great pleasure to welcome everyone to this academy program here. And I'm Balkish. I'm going to be the moderator for this session. So we are very honored to have you from Mariya. So allow me to read some of her biodata before we begin. So Professor Mariya, as you can see here, she's a vice rector on a professor of pedagogy at Burgas University, Bulgaria. With over 20 years of experience, she has led a number of academic reforms, including 2 terms, as a Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and head of the PhD program in the preschool and primary school pedagogy. She's also the director of BFU's Burgas University Center for Distance Learning, where she champions the educational innovation through e-learning, gamification, and blended learning models. Her leadership has enhanced teaching quality and digital transformation at VFU. Her areas of expertise include educational theory and didactics, preschool and elementary education, adult learning, family education, child development, educational management, STEM, we should call them STEM learning, and digital and distance education. Now, we are lucky here that Prof. Mariya has been a key figure in numerous national and international projects funded by Erasmus+, FORE, MATRA, and others, which focus on lifelong learning and digital resource developments. Her contribution continues to shape the progressive, inclusive, and future-ready educations. So, again, her topic that she's going to present is going to be very interesting, that encompass everyone's, all the audience interests, I believe. It is STEM, STEM, and the artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and the future of human knowledge. For this, Prof. Mariya is going to speak in 2 main points. The first one is the ethics in the context of STEM and AI, right? And the second one is going to be the creativity and the role of innovation in STEM, of course, with the help of AI, right? Now, let us welcome Prof. Mariya Aleksieva to begin her lecture.
Very much. I'm happy to be here with you in Malaysia. Your country is as warm and welcoming. Important warning. This is my very first presentation in English. All by myself, so please be patient and feel free to smile if I make a mistake. I will definitely do the same. Thank you for having me. Let's make this session worth your times. Today I will talk about high STEM and artificial intelligence work together. AI changes the way learn, research, and solve problems. But with these changes, we must think about ethics, what is right and fair. We must ask how do we use AI in a good way, who makes the rules, who benefits from it. Let's explore these important questions together. 2, please. Yeah. AI is everything, everywhere in STEM. It helps us learn faster and discover more. But we also need to ask important questions. Who controls these systems? Who gets the benefits? When STEM and AI come together, we must think again about our roles and values as teachers and students. AI is changing how we do research. In biology, it finds complex patterns. In engineering, it helps solve hard problems. In medicine, it makes faster and better diagnosis. AI moves us from working alone to working with machines. We need new ways to check and understand what AI discovers. We must build AI with strong values. It must be fair, no bias. It must be clear. People must understand how it works. It must be responsible. Someone must fix mistakes. It must help society, and it must respect our freedom. These rules are important for all AI in STEM. Sorry. Systems AI make unfair results because of bad data. For example, medical AI might not work well for all groups of people. To stop this, we must use fair data, check AI option, and always think about justice. Fairness in AI is not optional. It is necessary. AI tools in schools collect a lot of data. This brings problems with privacy and security. We must make sure students know how their data is used. AI must protect personal information and respect student rights. Good data ethics are very important in education. People must understand how AI make decisions. In medicine, this builds trust. In engineering, it shows why choices were made. In education, in health, explain greater. All AI systems must be open, and someone must be responsible for them. If we don't follow ethics in AI, there are problems. People stop trusting it. Innovation slows down. Students lose the chance to think for themselves. If we depend too much on AI, we forget to think critically. That is dangerous. AI can help students learn in personal ways and give quick feedback. It also saves time for teachers, but not all students have access to the same tools. We must make sure everyone can use AI fairly and equally. To use AI in schools the right way, we need a clear plan. First, check the tools and risk. Then, teach everyone how to use AI ethically. After that, always monitor and improve. This make AI safe and useful for education. AI can help people more creative in science and engineering. It can subject ideas, find new materials, and solve hard problems. When people and AI work together, they create new things in a new way. This changes how we think about who creates and how. Ripple examples show NI's power. It make energy use better bus 65%. Speeds of drug discovery 5 times, and cuts pollution by 30%. These results prove that AI with good ethics can solve big problems in the world. AI changes how we learn. It is not enough to just remember facts. We must think deeper, ask questions, and check if AI is correct. Teachers must help students become smart, critical thinking, not just followers of machines. The future and STEM depends on using AI responsibly. The technology grows. We need new rules and time work between experts, teachers, and society. AI must be fair, open, and always connected to human values. AI should help, not replace human thinking. We are the ones who guide knowledge with care and ethics. If we stay focused on fairness, creativity, and responsibly, the future of STEM and AI can be bright and good for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Mariya, for the inspiring presentations. So we can see, smile. Don't forget to smile. Oh my God. Okay. You can see the sharing was being delivered, if I can say, in a smart struggle. It comes with the effort, guys. Yeah. So we thankful, a special thanks to Prof. Mariya. So for now, let's move to a very short question analysis, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So what if I start the questions? Now, as to make it he. Now, Prof. Mariya, you can see that students have roles in today's IT, in today's AI. They blend the usage. I trust that. So now, my question is, should students work with AI or should the student compete with AI? It may also bring Bulgarian culture. Prof. Mariya will answer in Bulgarian language, and Prof. Gergana here gonna translate that to us. Okay?
Aleksieva would like to say that she would like to express some thoughts in Bulgarian language, just for you to hear how Bulgaria sounds. Because it's one of the oldest languages in Europe.
И защото е успял да се запази през годините.
And it's been kept throughout the ages.
Затова мисля, че ще бъде интересно да поговорим малко и на български.
So maybe it will be interesting for you just to hear the sound, and she'll speak in Bulgarian.
Thank you very much.
So the question once again.
Yes.
Should the
Students
use the
Yeah.
AI blindly like that, or should they compete with AI?
В България
In Bulgaria,
вече има създадена методика за използване на изкуствения интелект.
there is also already established methodology how to use properly AI.
Тя е официално приета и
It's been adopted
представена
officially
от Министерството
by the
на
Ministry of
образованието.
Education and Science of the Republic of Bulgaria.
Студентите имат много възможности да използват изкуствения
The
интелект.
students have a lot of possibilities, plenty of possibilities how to use properly artificial intelligence.
Но не могат да се състезават с него.
But they cannot compete with AI, to answer your question. They cannot.
Yes. Защото технологията, алгоритъма,
Since technology, the algorithms,
с който работи изкуственият интелект, е много по-бърз от тях.
the pace that artificial intelligence process information and works is much faster than students.
Но
But there is a but.
студентите, изкуственият интелект може да помага на студентите въз основа на техния естествен интелект.
But artificial intelligence can help a lot students based on their natural intellect. Not artificial, but their natural.
Благодарение на дизайн мисленето,
Thinking,
на критическото
design
мислене,
thinking, critical thinking.
на тяхната комбинативност.
The way students combine all the ideas together.
Изкуственият интелект
Artificial intelligence
може да предложи варианти за решаване на
can
определен
offer
проблем.
different paths, different ways to solve problems,
Но,
different solutions.
но благодарение на естествения
But
интелект,
thanks to natural intellect,
проблемът може да намери решение
a problem can find a solution
за конкретното място.
for a specific place, for a specific reason.
Yes.
Thank you. Hope that was useful. Any other questions?
Yes, please.
The floor is yours.
Maybe I can ask.
Can you present yourself?
This is Qazi Musa. I'm a postdoctoral scholar here in Accounting Research Institute. I want to ask about AI. AI actually help us in many aspects, in research, in academy, or any other things. But I find some real concern about AI. Like earlier, when I used to search in Google anything, Google could provide many options. But from last few months, I find that Google always provide AI-generated information. Therefore, I don't need to go any other web pages. Only what Gemini AI provided, it's affiliated with Google search. So the shallow information it provides, most of the cases, it's enough. I don't need to go further any other websites. And if I want to search more, maybe I can use some other AI. So it's gonna make a like digital monopolistic information system. I don't know what's gonna happen in few years. We don't need to go maybe in other sources. Only some AI gonna provide all the information we need. So it's gonna if the companies AI must be run by some companies, right? Some big companies. So if they want to manipulate human mind or psychology, providing their selective information, it actually possible. So it's a concern. So what is your comment about this? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment. I say, различните операционни системи
Systems
се обслужват от различен модел на изкуствения интелект.
have been run by different models or different types of AI.
Ако зададете един и същи въпрос на Gemini, ChatGPT
So if you ask the same question to Gemini, ChatGPT or something
или
else,
някой друг изкуствен интелект, ще получите различни отговори.
you have different answers.
Тоест, ние хората, разчитайки на бекграунда си,
So we, the humans, counting entirely on our background,
на
on the
натрупване
experience
знания,
and knowledge we have created,
на опита си в определена област,
on our experience in a certain area,
можем да използваме тази селектирана
we
информация,
might be able to use that selected information
за да успеем да я адаптираме към
In
това,
order to
което
succeed,
в момента правим.
to adapt it to what we're doing at the moment. Can I understand?
Технологиите се развиват, аз казвам, говоря от гледна точка на България и българското образование.
Okay, well, let's take Bulgaria, for example, Bulgarian education. Technology develops rapidly, really fast.
Технологиите се развиват толкова бързо,
So fast that
че изкуственият интелект може да помогне
artificial intelligence can actually help
в селектирането на определена информация.
in selecting information on a certain topic.
Но крайният продукт зависи от нас.
But the final product, the product at the end, the output, it depends on us entirely.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. That's such a nice answer to a nice question. Okay, yeah, can we hear the questions, at least one, from our undergraduates? Anyone would like to ask? This is a golden chance. Ask any simple question.
We have any questions?
Maybe you can ask more. Okay, anybody? No? Okay, maybe. Thank you for Mariya for the wonderful insight and for the wonderful sharing. I would like to pass back this event to our Master of Ceremony today for another sessions of plenary. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Mariya and Associate Professor Dr. Malki. So we don't just learn about AI and education, we also can listen to the Bulgarian language just now. So I'm not so sure, is it for excellent presentation, original? Original, alright, so excellent. Okay, so coming up next, we will welcome Assistant Professor Gergana Kirova, Head of International Relations at Burgas University, who will speak on AI as well, and moderated by Associate Professor Dr. Sharifah Norzehan Syed Yusuf, Deputy Director, Postgraduate and International RE, UiTM. Please welcome Assistant Professor Gergana Kirova.
Thank you so much, Dr. Noridaya. Okay, with me here today, all right, will be Assistant Professor Gergana Kirova. So let me just introduce to you who she is. She has been a lecturer at Burgas Free University since 2008, and she graduated from Veliko Turnovo University, Bulgaria, with a master's degree in English philology. Perhaps you can explain to us further on what that philology is all about.
I will start with the philology.
All right, okay.
Okay, I'll start with the philology.
Okay, currently she's teaching business English to the students at the Faculty of Business Studies, and her research interests are in the field of English for specific purposes: e-learning, the use of various LMS, that is learning management system, interactive teaching and learning, ICT application in education, intercultural education, curriculum development. She has experience in managing students and maximizing learning opportunities in diverse classroom settings, innovative lesson planning and curriculum development, using resources and technology to enhance lessons. So I'm sure you'll be thinking that she's also an IT expert, I suppose. All right? All right. Okay, she has experience, not just that, she has an extensive experience with national and international projects with partners from Italy, the UK, Greece, Republic of North Macedonia, Ireland, Spain, Hungary, Portugal, and Belgium, related to e-learning, digital skills competence, distance learning, introducing new methodology and digital technology in teaching and lifelong learning. For the last 5 years, Gergana Kirova has also been Administrative Erasmus Plus Coordinator of Burgas Free University, responsible for the implementation of over 20 different projects under the Erasmus Plus program with partner universities and organizations from Europe, Asia, South America, and Africa, enhancing the international cooperation and internalization of BFU. Since March 2022, Gergana Kirova is the head of International Relations Office of BFU, that's Burgas Free University, working intensively on labor-related issues and social issues, inclusive of education and innovative learning methods. So today, under the title of STEM and Artificial Intelligence, Ethics, Creativity, and the Future of Human Knowledge, Assistant Professor Gergana is going to give us some insights on how this particular topic would have an impact on the future of human knowledge, and at the same time she will also incorporate on how it would have an impact on the society and the economy as well. Over to you, Gergana.
Thank you, Sharifah. So maybe I'll start from the back, from human knowledge, talking about philology. Maybe that's not popular here, but in the let's say in Europe, philology comes from the Greek word logos, philologist, person who studies languages and literature. So my major at university, and that exists in many countries in Europe, it was English and Bulgarian language and literature, and American literature. So that gives a very profound basis, I would say. Going back 40 years ago, knowing what Java and where Java is, you know what Java is today. But that's due to philology, studying languages and the different culture and everything reflected in literature. And when you knew that back, so. Do you know what CD burning Chrome is? Okay, probably you do not burn a lot of CDs nowadays. But Nero burning Chrome, that came from history. Nero, once again, set Rome to fire. So that's also something connected with prior knowledge. So what I'm going to deliver to you is actually a continuation to what Professor Aleksieva already talked about. It's STEM and artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and the future of human knowledge. Since artificial intelligence is no longer only a tool that we use to look for information, how to buy a ticket, or where to find the proper clothes for a certain occasion. It's a central actor in reshaping education, and we all know that. It's the architecture of global economies. According to global statistics, ethical concerns surrounding AI nowadays, the impact is over 62% on adults. reflecting a significant shift in public consciousness. Meanwhile, suboptimal AI implementation is estimated to cause over 400 billion in economic losses annually. This underscores the urgent necessity to harmonizing technological innovation with deeply rooted humanistic values. Can you go to the next one, please? This thing. So, the revolution. There is always a revolution. In this case, there is the knowledge revolution. We are amid a paradigmatic shift, often referred to as the knowledge revolution. Traditionally, academic knowledge has evolved through empiricism, peer review, human expertise accumulated across centuries. These methods prioritize the depth of understanding, the contextual judgment, and ethical reflection characteristic to humans. In contrast, having in mind artificial intelligence, we now witness the exponential integration of artificial intelligence into academic processes everywhere. Currently, approximately 35% of research projects utilize AI for data analysis and pattern recognition. To be honest, when did you last use AI to write something? Be honest. Last night, this morning. So we use it just to recognize patterns. These capabilities vastly exceed human capacity in terms of scale and speed. Well, that's what Prof. Mariya mentioned briefly. Moreover, the educational landscape is evolving to a certain extent. 68% of STEM educators have revised their curricula since 2023 to incorporate AI tools and methodologies. By the way, STEM is very popular in Europe, but what is STEM actually? What is STEM? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Okay. So this not only transforms how knowledge is produced, but also challenges the foundational principles upon which it rests. The infusion of artificial intelligence in STEM education is not only a technological upgrade. You can upgrade your computer, you can upgrade your telephone, but it's not like that. It represents a profound pedagogical shift. It changes the way we teach. Globally, around 40% of STEM curricula now feature AI-based tools. Even the most used applications that we use must turn into something that is AI-generated. So we use tools for instruction and assessment. Since 2022, AI-assisted learning platforms have surged by over 300%, driven by the demand for adaptive, personalized learning experiences. Significantly, 85% of educators report a pivot from pure memorization to analytical reasoning and ethical discernment. This transformation illustrates that ethical literacy is becoming as indispensable as technical proficiency. In educating the next generation, we must cultivate dual fluency. Not only fluency in technology, but also ethical fluency, one that navigates both code and conscience. Despite its potential, AI in education is loaded with epistemological opacity. Commonly referred as the black box problem, you know what a black box is. This lack of transparency impedes trust and undermines pedagogical integrity. Research indicates that 75% of all artificial intelligence systems employed in educational contexts are insufficiently explainable, so they lack explanation. As educators and researchers and scholars, we must equip students with the critical faculties, capabilities necessary to interrogate the outputs of artificial intelligence. It is no longer sufficient just to teach them how to use the tools, not to show them use this tool, press the button, and you have the result. They must also learn how to scrutinize the limitations, how to scrutinize the bias, and unintended consequences. Because unintended consequences, they really come. This calls for a new model of digital literacy, literacy grounded in skepticism, accountability, and philosophical rigor. To navigate the challenges, we must construct a robust ethical framework. Firstly, fairness and equity must be integral to artificial intelligence system design, ensuring inclusivity across gender, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. Secondly, data privacy remains a non-negotiable imperative. The stewardship of student information must be governed by stringent ethical and legal standards to prevent the exploitation of or misuse. Algorithmic transparency is another pillar. Both educators and learners need access to understandable explanations of how AI-driven decisions are made. Global institutions such as UNESCO, to name but a few, have proposed normative guidelines to anchor those principles. Their framework provides a vital construction, like a scaffold, for harmonizing artificial intelligence potential with the ethical obligations of educational institutions. So actually, artificial intelligence bias is a triple challenge. Bias in artificial intelligence is systemic and multifaceted. It manifests in three interrelated domains: human bias, systemic bias, and technical bias. Human bias originates from the cognitive and cultural predispositions that influence data collection and labeling. Systemic bias is embedded in institutional structures and perpetuates historical inequalities. Technical bias, in its turn, emerges from flawed algorithms and datasets lacking in diversity or representatives. Addressing these layers of bias demands a comprehensive interdisciplinary response. It involves not only algorithmic corrections, but also ethical education, policy reform, and inclusive development practices. Without such measures, artificial intelligence risks perpetually rather than mitigating social injustice. Artificial intelligence is radically enhancing the speed and scope of scientific research. Studies today show that AI integration has increased research to output by up to 45%. From genomic sequencing to climate modeling, AI systems can now discern patterns and generate hypotheses with unprecedented speed and accuracy. Yet with great power comes the responsibility of maintaining methodological rigor. Concerns regarding reproducibility and falsifiability persist. The human oversight must be central to ensure that AI-augmented discoveries adhere to the standards of scientific integrity, including peer review, transparency, and empirical validation. Of course, there are transformations concerning the socio-economic way of life. The integration of artificial intelligence into the global economy is generating both opportunities and disparities. Current data reveals that the wealthiest 10% of the population accrue 60% of the economic benefits derived from the technologies, AI technologies, exacerbating existing social inequalities. So I'll repeat that: 10% of the population, the wealthiest 10% of the population, accrues 60% of the economic benefits derived from AI technologies. That makes it even worse, the social inequalities. Nonetheless, the AI revolution is also catalyzing the emergence of new professions, new jobs, roles such as AI ethics officers, and collaboration specialists are gaining prominence, reflecting a demand for interdisciplinary competences. Among the top 10 emerging professions is AI ethics officers. Also hybrid education. Educational institutions must adapt by offering hybrid degree programs that fuse STEM disciplines with ethical and social perspectives. As I mentioned briefly before, UNESCO gives a very good ethics framework. It's an internationally recognized foundation for guiding responsible AI development. Several core principles are emphasized. The first one is proportionality. Technological applications must align with social context and adhere to the principle of do not harm. Second comes safety and security. Systems should undergo rigorous testing and validation to ensure resilience against malfunction or misuse. In third place is privacy protection. Individuals must retain control over their personal data with clear consent protocols and transparency regarding data usage. And in the fourth place, you have adaptive governance. Ethical AI governance must be flexible and inclusive, involving multi-stakeholder engagement, which is really important to address emerging challenges. How to build ethical AI systems? Constructing ethical AI systems necessitates a multidimensional approach. It includes transparency, developing processes which should be documented and made accessible to all the stakeholders. Diversity. Teams with varied cultural, disciplinary, and experiential backgrounds reduce the risk of embedded bias. Because if you have different people, you reduce that risk. Ongoing monitoring. Continuous assessment and iterative redesign are essential to ensure systems remain aligned with societal values. Then comes public engagement. Broad participation, including marginalized voices, must inform the AI design and deployment. The ethical design is not a static goal, but a dynamic, participatory process. And of course, the industry education partnership, which is not to be left unconsidered. Synergistic collaborations between industry and academia are vital for aligning the technological innovation with ethical practice. The volume of joint AI research initiatives has grown by 65%, demonstrating the value of shared expertise. Additional, ethical AI development is receiving substantial investment, and we all know that. Over 8.5 billion pounds targeted towards scholarships, faculty-led research, and curriculum innovation. Industry partners are increasingly involved in curriculum co-design, ensuring that educational programs reflect real-world needs while embedding ethical considerations. Of course, this leads to some policy implications. You know that policy making in this domain is heterogeneous across nations. So talking about artificial intelligence, you cannot talk about one nation or separately, it's heterogeneous, with divergent emphasis on innovation versus regulation. Some states prioritize technological leadership, while others prioritize or advocate for stricter oversight beforehand. Nonetheless, several trends are evident. AI literacy is becoming a curricular requirement. We need it in the curriculum. Teacher training is expanding to include ethical competencies, and I believe we all agree with that. Data protection laws are evolving, with particular focus on educational data. International harmonization efforts aim to reduce regulatory fragmentation and promote equitable standards globally. And of course, it's all aimed at the young people, so how to prepare the young generation, the next generation which is there. The future belongs to those who can critically engage with both technology and ethics. Educators must nurture intellectual versatility, developing the students' capacity to question assumptions, to ask themselves questions, to pose questions regarding the outputs that artificial intelligence gives, and recognize structural biases. A balanced curriculum integrated humanities and STEM fosters not only technical skills but also moral imagination. Flexibility, lifelong learning, and cross-cultural collaboration will be indispensable in a world increasingly shaped by AI. So, well, okay, the path forward. Sorry. As we envision the future, we must reaffirm that ethics is not an afterthought, it's a prerequisite. So we need ethics. Technological deployment should be preceded by a robust ethical inquiry and public discourse.
Equity, inclusivity, and human creativity must remain at the forefront of AI advancement. Education, as a cornerstone of society, must lead this transformation, guiding humanity toward the future where progress and principle walk hand in hand. Thank you. So we are here to answer your questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gergana. Basically, what has been touched by Assistant Professor Gergana was that the importance of ethics and integrity in using AI. So, do you have any questions? Yes.
Terima kasih. My name is Rahman. I'm from PhD student at Accounting Research Institute. This is a very interesting topic that we discussed today because everyone talking about AI and everybody I think in this room also using AI to support day-to-day activities and studies. However, I'm very interested in your slide before, the UN ethic framework in using AI. Before this about the AI must be reliable, secure and protect, okay, RSP. Before that. Yes, this one. See the second box, AI system must be reliable, secure and protect. As we know, the rapid change in technology normally is not along about its control. Okay, even our current AI still not come to the age, still in the development phases. My question is, the first question is, to fulfill of the reliability, secure and protect. What do you opinion about that? Because as we know, example, in ChatGPT, if using for our research, I found that still some people they put full rely on the ChatGPT, especially for citation. But as we know, ChatGPT cannot be reliant on the citation, but ChatGPT still provide of this one, although they declare this one is not true. But the question is, how that we can control, or how shouldn't give the awareness about this situation? This must situation.
Thank you for the question. I don't know what the situation here in Malaysia is, but in Bulgaria and in Europe, all the companies are creating their own policy. So they're building policies connected with that. And the question that you posed. So probably it's the same in Malaysia. Because it cannot be used and you cannot always trust.
Right.
Talking about dissertations, well, it's easy to get whether a dissertation was made using artificial intelligence or ChatGPT. So probably use certain programs that can prove that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the
but frameworks have been or let's say policies have been developed, and it's a necessity and it's a requirement of the government. Not this is the UNESCO framework, but policies of every single organization, especially every single educational institutions, have been developed in this area.
That's what the Ministry of Education in Bulgaria has been doing with us. Yeah.
Not only the Ministry of Education, but there have been directives of the Council of Ministers of the European Union regarding this matter, not only in Bulgaria but the whole European Union.
My second question is about the curriculum. I would like to ask your opinion because at the moment, many AI users, they got this knowledge. It's coming from the informal training or informal courses. How about your opinion if this AI curriculum or subject is integrated into the curriculum within the school or university?
In our country, this is impossible. In our country, I would directly say this is impossible. In some, I'm not sure this informal knowledge gathered or obtained through AI can be officialized. I'm not sure it can happen in Europe. I'm not sure about other countries either. Because it's informal knowledge, but what do you know? Do you know? I'm not sure. So, I'm...
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions?
Any questions? I think maybe this is the role of the educators, I suppose, to ensure that
educational institution,
yes,
as Professor Aleksieva says, it's an academic institution. You cannot
yeah,
recognize informal knowledge gathered somewhere.
especially the epistemic requirement of the students, where they are supposed to actually portraying and showing, okay, their critical thinking, okay, their analytical thinking, but with this particular AI in the picture, like what you said, taking wholly from the ChatGPT is not something that we can allow, right? So, any questions from the undergraduates? Any questions from undergraduates? Yes.
Yes, okay. Hello, my name is Muhammad Asuki. Maybe my question is a bit dated or general, but I want to ask your opinion about the rumors that how AI maybe will or not replace our jobs, because we're all still students, right? We're all still studying for
Will replace our jobs?
yes, or maybe like our careers in the futures, especially in the STEMs aspects.
I'm a mere teacher of English. I'm sure it cannot replace my job. Because, however, it can give you a good pronunciation. It can give you a perfect pronunciation of 8 synonyms to words in English. But the human touch, you don't get it by that. You can never have the human touch. So, this is my answer.
Thank you so much, Gergana. I think all of you have got your own authentic intelligence, right? So you don't have to worry about that, because how you think and how you look at things will not be the same as how AI looks at it. All right? So you have your uniqueness, okay? You have your own uniqueness that will keep you natural. Yes.
Natural intelligence.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gergana. Any more questions? One last one.
So we're open for questions, both of us.
Yeah.
We're here. We've traveled 8,000 kilometers to be here.
Okay, since you don't have any questions, thank you, Gergana, and I'll pass this over back to Hidayah.
Thank you. So perhaps Assistant Professor Gergana want to introduce about BFU?
Yes.
Yes.
We have you here.
So that's great. I see quite a lot of familiar faces here.
Okay. So, Burgas Free University. This is our motto, the new idea in education. But before I start with the university, let me, perhaps I should have shown a Google map and I should have asked where exactly Bulgaria is. Do you have any idea? If you check on Google Maps, where is our town? Burgas, Bulgaria. Can you try to approximately say where it is? Or you can ask artificial intelligence. So, obviously there is water. Anyone? Where is it? Huh? Anyone? Who's the fastest? Okay. It's on the coast of the Black Sea, very close to Turkey, in southeastern part of Bulgaria. So here you have a lovely photo of Burgas beach and some photos from the center of the city. Our town is very small compared to Malay towns. The population is a little bit less than 200,000 inhabitants, and Burgas is the fourth largest city in Bulgaria after the capital Sofia, Plovdiv and Varna. Of course, it's the second largest city on the Black Sea coast with the biggest port and the deepest port on the Bulgarian Black Sea coast. Burgas has unique surroundings because the city is on the Black Sea coast, and on the other sides, it's surrounded by 3 lakes which once used to be lagoons. So practically the town the city is situated and surrounded by water from everywhere. Burgas is located at the most western point of the Black Sea, the large Burgas Bay. And Bulgaria is divided into 28 administrative provinces. Burgas is the capital of Burgas region, the largest province, an important industrial, transport, cultural and tourist center. And for those of you who have already been there, this is the very city of Burgas. This is the compass. This is the ideal center, point zero. And some more photos. And a night view of the pier. Well, it's really marvelous now in summer. And again, the same pier, but from bird's view. We have the largest salt pass because we use heating mud, just like the Dead Sea. The largest outdoors pass center in the country with heating mud and light pools. So probably you're asking questions what this is. This is one of the lakes. For centuries, it's been used to produce salt in the natural way. The water is evaporated, the water is left to heat, and it starts evaporating, and the salt remains at the bottom. But apart from the salt, we also have the lime and the mud. The lime has very, very good healing qualities, and also the mud. Yesterday at the central market here, I saw soap from something similar, so it's also produced in Malaysia. So you also have healing qualities in the mud. Bulgaria is Bulgaria is a country which has been situated on lands which are crossroads to different civilizations. And one of them is the Greek and Roman civilization. So very close to Burgas, around 15 kilometers, we have Aqua Calida Thermopolis. These are old Roman baths which were restored to their previous glamour, and now you can visit this museum. It looks like this, because once upon a time they were Greek, after that they were Roman baths, and there has always been a thermal spring there with very good healing water. So once upon a time the Turkish emperor or Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent went to this land. He had some problems, he drank the water, he bathed, and he was miraculously healed. So he decided to build this bath. And some pictures from Winter Burgas, and of course Burgas University. Some facts about our university. Our university is young. It was comparatively young. It was established in 1991. Is of course it's accredited by the National Evaluation and Accreditation Agency, and it's a member of the Association of Non-State Universities in Bulgaria. We have a lot of partnerships, not only in Europe, but on 4 continents, Asia, Africa, and America. Recently, Burgas University became a member of an association, an European Alliance of Universities, called UniCoast. So together, 12 more universities, we are working towards one joint university with different programs. We have been working intensively on different joint projects with more than 270 universities and international organizations. Our university is the founder of the UNESCO Chair on Human Rights and Culture of Peace, which has been working extensively to promote these. Throughout the years, we've worked on the different internationalization programs, including programs together with Universiti Teknologi MARA. Our academic profile includes humanitarian studies, public business and legal studies, engineering and computer studies. We have 4 faculties. Faculty of Computer Science and Engineering, Faculty of Humanities, which offers pedagogy, psychology, different programs, Faculty of Legal Studies with law, and Faculty of Business Studies. Of course, the education that we offer is based on the ECTS credit transfer system. There are active research activities. Our students are motivated to participate in different types of student research conferences. The education is combined with practice, and we have qualified and experienced lecturers. We're adaptable, so our students can find quick professional realization after they graduate the university. We provide trainings to our students, not only in Bulgaria, but thanks to the Erasmus program and similar programs, we can offer our students comprehensive training and internships in countries throughout Europe, in Germany, Sweden, Portugal, and so on. And some view from our lecture halls, which are very similar to the lecture halls here, and the library at the university. Of course, some free time activities of the students. We have different clubs and societies. So welcome to Bulgaria University. Thank you. And if you have any questions, we're here to answer them. Thanks.
Dear participants, any question on Burgas? We are planning to go there. Are you planning to go there?
Next year we're going to have students from so why not visa? If someone from here, why not? Book a flight. Book a flight. Really? So next year we're going to welcome 3 incoming participants from university. So it might be one of you. Why not? Yeah. So thank you for the attention. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Because it's interesting, it's different. Throughout the last 3 years, by the way, we accepted students from your university. So the first were a boy and a girl that was back at the end of 2023. When they arrived, they didn't, I think they didn't really know where they were going. They arrived at the end of the summer. They were dressed as if it was heavy winter and it was boiling. I was at the beach and I went to meet them. It was boiling hot, but they got accustomed to really. I know. So thanks for being here. My email was there. Professor Aleksieva was for email. We'll leave our details so you can contact us. Thank you.
Thank you, Assistant Professor Gergana, for the awesome sharing. I'm not so sure whether I pronounced it right.
So you should come to Bulgaria. We have very good intensive Bulgarian.
So I have to practice more on the
Yeah,
pronunciation.
you need to brush up a little bit more your pronunciation.
Alright, thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, as a gesture of sincere gratitude, we would now like to present token of appreciation to both our distinguished speakers for their valuable contribution this morning. So we would like to invite Professor Dr. Zuraida Muhammad Sanusi, Director of our UiTM, to come forward to present the tokens. First, we would like to the token to Professor Dr. Mariya Aleksieva.
Okay, ready?
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, one more, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And next to Assistant Professor Gergana Kirova.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, one more, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
One more.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
So we also have token, not just
Small.
Okay. This symbolizes so mine is yes. Bigger.
Oh, bigger. Then I can wear.
Now, Balkish. Because Zakaria. Okay. Sharifah, I need Sharifah. I need
Do you have a ticket to Bulgaria? I'm hoping for that. Yeah, thank you so much. Dia dapat tiket last time.
We also have we have this is the person nothing would Yes, next time we bring her.
Yes.
So thank you once again for making this happen, and you're welcome.
We take you. Okay.
Oops.
The camera.
Okay. Like this?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And can we have a photo with the students?
Yeah.